Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries and all my dear contestants. Today I'm here before you for the presentation for university level education elocution competition organized by Kavitri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association in association with Vidya Vikas Mandals, Sitaram Govind Patil Arts, Science and Commerce College, Sakri, Tall Sakri, Dhure, Maharashtra. Dear friends, I can say जो सफर की शुरुआत करते हैं वो मंजिल को पार करते हैं। जो सफर की शुरुआत करते हैं वो मंजिल को पार करते हैं। अरे जरा चाहने का हौसला रखियो यारो, अच्छे इंसानों के तो रास्ते भी इंतजार करते हैं। इन सच वे the dignitaries for the today's elocution program competition, I heartily warm welcome to all of you at first.
Sir, you are not audible, sir. Jagirdar, sir, you are not audible.
Jagirdar, sir, unmute yourself.
Am I audible, sir, now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So first of all, it's my heartily warm welcome to all the dignitaries. We are honored to have the chairperson, Honorable Principal Dr. Rajendra Ahire. I'm pleased the another inaugurator, the another chief guest for this elocution competition, respected Principal Dr. Ashok Khernar from Adarsh College, Nijampur. Friends, we are extremely happy to welcome the chief guest for this elocution competition, Professor Rajendra Agrawal, who is the journalist for Daily New Bharat, Now Bharat. The another chief guest, respected Dr. Vijay Bachchau sir, who is the secretary of Kavitri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association, and the another chief guest, respected Dr. Anand Patil, who is the vice principal of the home college. Friends, we are so honored and privileged to have amongst us as judges for the elocution competition, Dr. Divyesh Kumar Bhatt from Yamdi Gram Seva Sankul, Gujarat Vidyapith, Sadra. And the second judge is Dr. Kishore R. Nikam from LVH College, Nashik, means Pune University. So, dear friends, I'm very happy here because we take care about the judges also, because one judge is from another university and a second judge is from Gujarat, means other state. So definitely this elocution competition will definitely a very nice one. Now I am pleased to invite to give a brief inaugural address to respected and honorable Principal Dr. Ashok Khairnar sir, who is the Senate member of Kawetri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University Jalgaon and the President of Kawetri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association. I humble request to Dr. Ashok Khairnar sir, please carry on.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Vidya Vikas Mandals, H.G. Patil College, Sakri, organized university level online elocution competition in collaboration with Kawetri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association. Honorable Chairperson of this elocution competition university round, my friend Dada Saheb Principal Dr. R.R. Aire, who always organizes various events, and he always makes his college very much vibrant in academic as well as extracurricular activities. Chief guest of today's elocution competition, Professor Rajendra Agrawal, Professor Dr. Vijay Bachau, Dr. Anand Patil, Vice Principal of H.G. Patil College. Judges of today's elocution competition, Dr. Divyesh Kumar Bhatt, Dr. Kishore Nikam, organizing committee members, Dr. Jahagirdar Sarunke, Dr. Dhaneshwar Chauhan, Dr. Dhananjay Patil, and those who organized competitions at district level, Dinanath Patil for Jalgaon district, Dr. Gajanan Patil for Dhule district, and Dr. Vijay Chaudhary for Nandurbar district, and organizing committee members at college level as well as district level, all office bearers of Kawetri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association, teaching and non-teaching staff of H.G. Patil College, Sakri, and dear participants. At the outset, I declare that this online elocution competition, university level, is inaugurated. Friends, North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association has a great legacy. I mean, this association was established for purely academic purposes by late Principal Dr. N. Madi in 1991 at Nawapur College. Then it started for teachers as well as student activities. I mean, the activities are always planned for teachers as well as students. In order to update the teachers, in order to update the curriculum, to review the curriculum, various conferences have been organized by this association. At the same time, the most important feature of this association is annual conference. And that annual conference sometimes was at university level, and sometimes at national level, and sometimes at international level. Besides these conferences for teachers, not for university teachers only, but for outside teachers, I mean, even outside Maharashtra at national as well as international level. Besides such conferences, this association has been organizing consistently student activities. I mean, students empowering activities are the, real feature of this association. I mean, the activities which are organized for students are role-playing activity, poetry reciting activity, elocution competition, enacting competition, Such type of various competition have been organized at 3 levels. One is at college level. At every college level, at every college, that competition is organized first. Then 2 students have been nominated for district level competition, and from district level competition, 2 students from each district, I mean out of 3 districts, are nominated for university level round. And in this way, 6 students for each activity participate for university round. I am very much happy today. The students, those who are participating in this competition, I mean, which is organized on the issue of COVID-19, which is organized on the issue of online learning, they are very much lucky. I mean, this platform is created by this association in order to empower the students. I mean, in order to develop their personality. I mean, these activities cultivate the personality of the students. And definitely, this elocution competition will empower the students. I mean, they will be empowered in spoken English. I mean, elocution competition is an art of careful public speaking, using clear pronunciation and good breathing. It is an art of public speaking with expert gestures and voice. It is the manner of expression. It takes into consideration grammar, pronunciation, style, and gestures. It is an art of, I mean, delivering a wonderful, or I can say, expert speech. I mean, while participating in the competition, what should student do? Students should ask themselves, I mean, am I creative and excellent in the chosen area of knowledge? In the chosen competition? I mean, students try to be excellent and creative, whatever is the competition. And when you participate in such a elocution competition, look at your knowledge. I mean, the area which you have chosen for your eloquence. Prepare it well, and at the same time, look at grammar, look at pronunciation, look at gestures, and look at rising and falling tone. Because good presentation leads to leadership, and leadership requires good eloquence. And that's why students are very much lucky. Those who have been participating in this elocution competition, I mean, university round, which is being conducted online by H.G. Patil College, Sakri. I mean, this will really develop the leadership of the students. This is an opportunity to develop the personality of the students. I mean, such activities are being organized and have been organized and will be organized by this association in order to empower the students. I congratulate all students, those who participated at college level. I also can congratulate all students, those who participated at district level round. I mean, in 3 districts respectively. And I congratulate 6 students, those who have participated in this university round. I mean, those who have been selected by the judges for university round, but I congratulate all those who could not participate, I mean, in this university round, but they also deserve congratulations because they participated. I mean, participation also deserves congratulations. So I congratulate all students on this occasion, and I also congratulate and thank all organizers at college level, at district level, as well as at university level, and very much enthusiastic team of this H.G. Patil College, Sakri. I mean, honorable management, Vidya Vikas Mandals, as well as my friend Principal Dr. R.R. Ayres, who is always with me in organizing various activities, academic activities, as well as extracurricular activities. I thank you, sir, and I congratulate you, and I congratulate your management also, your teaching and non-teaching staff also, and I congratulate Department of English especially. I mean, this department has come forward to organize this very wonderful elocution competition for students, and that too university round, which is online. I mean, I congratulate very much enthusiastic organizing team, especially Dr. Jahagirdar Salunke, Dr. Dnyaneshwar Chauhan, Dr. Dhananjay Patil, and all teachers those who have participated for this university round. And I thank the judges, those who have come from different states. I mean, Honorable Professor Dr. Devesh Kumar Bhatt and Honorable Dr. Kishore Nikam. Sir, on behalf of our association, on behalf of H.G. Patil College, sir, I thank you. And once again, I would like to be grateful to the office bearers of Kavitri Bahinabai Chaudhary North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association, as well as Vidya Vikas Mandals, H.G. Patil College, Sakri, Honorable Principal, my friend Dr. R.R. Raide, sir, and the Department of English and all organizers for giving me an opportunity to be the organizer of this online elocution competition university round. I wish all the best and grand success to this university level elocution competition. And once again, I thank you, and I thank and I congratulate all the organizers at different levels and my friend, Honorable Principal Dr. Iris sir and his team. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be with us.
Thank you very much, Dada Saheb, for your motivational and inspirational speech. Really, the students will become very vibrant after listening you. I hope it. I very pleased to invite Honorable Professor Rajendra Agrawal, sir, to have remarks as a chief guest. So I hope, please, Professor Rajendra Agrawal, sir. Hello. Honorable Professor Rajendra Agrawal, sir, please share your remarks about this elocution competition.
Sir, please unmute your mic first. Hello.
Hello, I am heard. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Carry on, sir, please. Okay.
Thank you very much. This is first time for me to join such a competition online. I am very much obliged and honored. I extend my thanks to Dr. Principal Sir, Rajendra Ahire sir. I welcome and thank you all the dignitaries here. I have listened to Mr. Principal Sir, Dr. Ashok Kednar sir, he is inaugurator. Thanking you for inauguration this elocution. Thereafter, chairperson is Dr. Rajendra Ahire sir, he is my friend and he has given me a chance here, joined with you. Thereafter, my colleagues, co-chiefs, chief guest, Dr. Vijay Bachchav sir, Vice Principal Dr. Anand Patil sir, then judges of the competition, Dr. Devesh Kumar Bhatt sir, Dr. Kishore Nikam sir, and organizing committee, my friend Dr. Jagirdar Salunke, then Dr. Dnyaneshwar Chauhan, and Dr. Dhananjay Patil sir. Thank you very much. I feel very much happy, fantastic moment for me to be with you, all of you. It is my first chance to be here. Since we are working on junior college level, we are not very much accustomed to, habituated to, or used to be such type of things. But even after, I am very much happy. Since lockdown is there, colleges and schools are closed. We are, what I should say, not allowed to do our day-to-day activities. Even after such type of activities, they have been going on. Show must go on. That way, Dr. Ayre sir, he has been always ready, always warm-hearted in his job of playing such type of activities. As here, elocution interesting. Not only that, also there are so many things that supports our elocution to be improved. For the improvement, there are so many different things that are necessary. All of a sudden, you cannot go with any subject. All of a sudden, you cannot go speaking before a before audience. You are talking, speaking in your own way, explaining something, presenting your subject. That is not that easy. It needs a support. Support of what you are reading. Support of what you are studying. Support of what different things that are supposed to it. For example, when we learn in our colleges, in our study, in our schools, whatever text material is before us, we generally go with that. But different terminology, different jargons are there. They cannot be explained. They cannot be understood if we do not, if we ever have gone through all those terms. For example, when we take a lesson in the class of 11, class of 12, when we talk of something as a communism, when we call chauvinism, we talk of Karl Marx, when we talk of socialist movement, when we go on talking about fascism, or so on, they have to understand what is the subject, what this man is talking about. At that time, unless we go through, generally what we do, when we give lecture, when we teach, we presume that the students know everything, or whatever we know, that students also do know. But instead of that, if we go see those terms in the view of our students and explain them in a very simple language, thereafter only they could understand. But one thing I would like to tell you, that if they could understand while we explain, that may take a good time, and that definitely may hamper our timetable of teaching and learning system. Instead of that, we must cultivate our students for reading, for doing different type of things and all that. Cultivation of reading is very much necessary, and that gives you of speaking. So that is very much necessary, because you get different references, citations, different type of informations, and also different type of things that are will help you while you speak. One thing more, that Dr. Khairnar has said here, the pronunciation is must. I would like to tell you that as far as our India is concerned, our variety is different, because as we know, American English, Australian English, African English, we have not so far yet recognized as an Indian English. But we do speak in our own way. We have different type of alphabets that are not present in British English or in American English. they cannot speak what we in our language. Different pronunciation also. So we have to play a different role while speaking with different type of speakers or understanding English variety. For example, when somebody is well versed, when somebody is good speaker and listener and learner, he could understand your UK or RP pronunciation or American pronunciations. But people who are just introduced to the English, but they know, understand English, you have to use different type of pronunciations. But one thing, we have to support RP English or say American English. That is very much necessary. And for that, we have to be very much cautious while we speak in English. We must be very much careful. We have to, whenever we see our dictionary, whenever we find out word, that time we must see into the transcription of that particular thing. All the time, we must be careful enough because we are teachers. If we teach wrong, if we speak wrongly, then that definitely will not help on the level of students. So this is this. I am very much happy. I am very much obliged to Ahire sir and all those organizers that they have given me chance here. I would repeat, it is my first chance to be here on such a stage. So thank you very much. I am honored. I am obliged to all of those that they have given me chance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Rajendra Agrawal, sir. You have given us very valuable information to the contestants. So thanks very much. All the dignitaries and the contestants for our elocution competition. The nature is also admiring with rain, thunder, and lightning in the sky. So such a calamity, but we are overpassed on it. I request Honorable Principal Dr. Rajendra Ahire sir for your presidential address. Please, respected Dr. Rajendra Ahire sir.
Hello everyone. Today's inaugurator, Honorable Principal, Dr. A.P. Khairnar sir, my friend and chief guest, Professor Rajendra Agrawal sir, Honorable Dr. V.B. Bachau sir, Convener D.H. Chavan, Co-Convener Dhananjay Patil sir, Dr. Jagirdar, first of all, I am very much thankful to Principal A.P. Khairnar and Professor Rajendra Agrawal, who accepting our invitation and give very valuable thoughts to us. First of all, thank you for having me here. It is always a great to talk to young people like you. Next, I would like to congratulate Department of English, H.G. Patil College, Sakri, and officiating bearers, Kavitri Bainabai Chaudhary, North Maharashtra University English Teachers Association, for successfully organizing such a good elocution competition. I also congratulate to the student who are selected for the university level round. Friends, as we all know, English language has a very important place in today's day-to-day life. It is always supposed prestigious to have command on English. On this occasion, I would like to share 10 reasons why one should learn English language. First, English is the global language. English is the most commonly spoken language in the world. 1 out of 5 people can speak or at least understand English. Studying English can help you get a job. English is the language of science, aviation, computers, diplomacy, and tourism. Knowing English increases your chances of getting a good job in a multinational company within your home country or finding work abroad. Learning English can help you meet new people. English is the official language of 50 countries and is used as a lingua franca by people from all around the world. This means that whether you are working in Beijing or traveling in Brazil, studying English can help you have a conversation with the people from all over the world. Many scientific papers are also written in English. In the last century, the number of scientific papers written in English has started to outweigh the number of papers written in the native language of the researcher. In the Netherlands, for example, the ratio is surprising 40-1 for this season. Having a knowledge of English is of incredible importance to those working the scientific field. English is the language of the media industry also. And because of this prominence of Hollywood in a global media on enormous amount of film, TV shows and popular songs are written in English. If we speak English, you won't need to rely on translation and subtitles anymore to enjoy your favorite books, songs, films, and TV shows. English is a language of the internet. English is particularly important language online with more than half the content on the internet written in the English. As well as this, some of the world's largest tech companies are based on the English speaking countries. Imagine you are a Spanish person on holiday in Thailand, while your hotel receptionist might be able to answer your question in Spanish. It's like will be able to answer your question in English. Also, English is one of the most important language for the business. Whether you are a business owner, students, or employee, English is an incredible importance in the business world. English is considered to be one of the most important business language due to being the de facto language of the United States and the official language of the United Kingdom, Canada, India, and South Africa. With the English, you can study all over the world. Since English is the spoken in so many different countries, there are thousands of schools and universities around the world offer programming in English. If we speak a good academic English, there are a lot of opportunity for you to find an appropriate schools and course to suit your needs. Find out about going to the university in an English-speaking country. Good knowledge of English will allow you access the films, music, literature from hundreds of countries around the globe. Not to mention the fact that the numerous books from across the world are translated into English. Few experiences will make you grow as a person more than the learning values, habits, and way of life in a culture that is a different from yours. With this, I would like to sum my speech. All the best to all the participants. Have a great day and happy learning. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dada Saheb, for your inspirational speech. Very most important information you have provided. Now, let me give the more important instructions for the participants regarding elocution competition. Participants have to consider, you have to unmute the speaker and video when his or her name is announced. Then your speaker should be muted and the video should be off. Second instruction, while presenting, if a network issue occurs, the participant will be eliminated from the round, and it's the whole responsibility of the contestant. The third instruction, no disturbance will be tolerated, means keep the room quiet and you have to follow the allotted time of 5 plus 2 minutes. After 5 minutes, the bell will ring and then you have to sum up your speech within 2 minutes for the first round. The second round will be of extempore speech. Topic will be given on the spot, time allotted, and you have to wind up your speech within 2 minutes. So, my dear students, you have to keep it and don't be forget. It is said that life doesn't require that we be the best, only that we try our best. So dear students, try your best for success. Try to be as efficient as possible. So now, the contestant should be alert. I'm going to announce the first name. The name is Gitanjali Gaurav. So you have to share your views. You have to express your views within 7 minutes. Gitanjali Gaurav, you have to start now. Your time starts now.
Good evening, honorable guests, judges, and your participants. I'm Gitanjali Sanjay Gaurav on this online platform to talk to you about my role and responsibilities to tackle COVID-19. I'm here on this online platform to talk to you about my role and responsibilities to tackle COVID-19. Before I start to speak, I have a good news for you that nothing is last forever. Now you should understand what I'm talking about. From last 1.5 years, the word COVID-19 becomes breaking news and headline of each newspaper and news channel. We very well know that COVID-19 has affected day-to-day life and slowing down the global economy. This pandemic has affected thousands of people who either sick or being killed due to the spread of this disease. As we know what is COVID-19, and it is found in China. Symptoms can include fever, cough, and breathing and shortness of breathing difficulties. In more severe cases, infection can cause pneumonia or breathing difficulties. This virus is transmitted through the direct contact with respiratory droplets of an infected person, and individuals can infect it from touching surfaces contaminated with virus and touching their nose, eyes, and mouth. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. To prevent the spread of COVID-19, clean your hand. Often use soap, hand wash, and alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Maintain safe distance when someone is sneezing or coughing. Wear a mask when a physical distancing is not possible. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth. Cover your nose and mouth when you sneeze or cough. If you feel unwell, so stay at home. Don't if you have a fever, cough, and breathing and difficulties, so seek medical attention. Now, what should we do when a sick person in our home? Use separate dishes, glasses, and eating utensils, and use separate bedding and towels, and do not share this with any other household members. Do not allow visitors into your house. It includes adults and children. We can't think about just ourselves. It is not enough. So what about our society? I try to remind myself that I'm a part of this society. I have responsibilities and duties for this society. We should do for this community such as someone is sick. Maybe it is me or you should stay home unless we need medical care. To protect in your community, we try to follow the government instruction. I have experienced that in my area, a lot of people scared and panic. It just because of COVID-19, because by listening again and again COVID-19, it has created terrific effect in our minds. And to protect yourself, your family, and your community, you should try some home remedies which are easily available on Google and YouTube, such as many types of kadha recipes. Take healthy food and try to avoid street food. We take some fruit which contains vitamin C, such as amla, orange, lemon, and tamarind. If we take a healthy food, vegetables, and fruits, automatically our immune system will build up and fights against COVID-19. Now these days, we can see lots of fake news and fake articles spread on social media, which spread misunderstanding among the people regarding COVID vaccination and hospitalization. We try to clear the misunderstandings of people regarding COVID vaccination. During this challenging time, I find myself coming to the same thought every morning, that be grateful and positive. Be grateful for the fact that we are. Be grateful for the fact.
Last 2 minutes.
Oh yes, sir. Be grateful for the fact that we are alive, healthy, and breathing. We will learn and grow from our mistakes and circumstances, and we will be ready for the fight, whatever future holds for us. We should strong physically as well as mentally too. I know it is very tough to see the light in the times of darkness. My request for everyone to to be positive and never give up the hope. When we start to give up the hope, we should struggle. We should be being struggle mentally. I always remember that a strong positive self-image is the best possible preparation for the success. And I'm definitely sure that we will defeat the COVID-19. Just pray, hope, and don't worry. Worry is useless. God is merciful, will hear your prayer. So stay home, stay safe. Do गज दूरी, mask है जरूरी. So I'm stop here. Thank you.
The next contestant is Dhanasri Padvi.
Hello, sir.
Dhanasri.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Respected judges, teachers, and dear friends, my name is Dhanasri Padvi. I am from GT Patil College, Nandurbar. Today, I would like to share my own experience in online learning. I hope you will take each other different time. So, my online experience is completely different. Nowadays, the coronavirus pandemic has affected our education system, not only India, but also world. Educational institution had to adjust their teaching practice through online mode. There are certain apps which are useful in online classes like Zoom, Google Meet, Duo, etc. My college too started online classes in a post-lockdown. At first, I found the classes a bit awkward because students felt difficulty to join the classes, and my classmates forgot to switch off their microphones during a session, and we hear a lot of voice. My online learning experience is completely different scenario than what I'm used in physical classes. I like to be physical classes than online learning. I am not use technology because my parents are also farmer. I am struggling to use technology because I need to complete my homework. I love that I get to work in comfort of my home. However, rather be in physical classes doing a work because it's give me opportunity to ask a question when I need it. And it's my own opinion. It's more effective than online learning. Comparing to online learning is confusing and too stressful because it's a timing when my sister use internet as well as I am. Compared to learning in online than physical, it is a more difficult because you don't get a hands-on learning like you do in physical classes. Physical classes, my teacher can help me in case of doubt, and also I don't understand a lot of classwork because I forget or it's more difficult to understanding without anyone's help. Now, in physical classes, I have more classmates ask the help when I needed, and it's a higher possibility to understanding the assignment. It's totally different in online because you don't get resources on yourself. Online learning for me is confusing and stressful. In online classes, there are less communication and poor internet connectivity create a misunderstanding for concept. Comparing to my experience as a student in online classes is harder because I and maybe other student, even the independent type of people, they're working themselves. So usage to online learning is so hard, and if I could choose from anything to do in more online classes in the future, I will not, because although I'm independent type of people, the vibe of learning in online is not the same in physical classes with other students. If I choose online classes in the future, I will not, because it's totally difficult, and physical classes for me, it's easier for me to understanding the lesson plans and put my new knowledge into effect. Thank you, sir.
The next participant is Komal Raisingani.
Yes, sir.
Carry on.
Komal, start your video.
Just a second, sir. It is taking time to get started.
Yeah. All students are instructed to switch video and unmute your mic once the announcement is there.
Any problem, Komal?
Sorry for the delay, sir. It was taking time to get started, sir.
Okay. Carry on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Komal Ashok Raisingani, and today I am going to speak on the topic, the future of online education. Bells don't ring, children don't sing, tiffins are locked, boards are clean, and benches are empty. This is the scenario of online education. The pandemic is leaving empty spaces everywhere, because of which the very means of education is on the crossroad across the globe. It has changed the statement, please don't use mobile phones in the class, to please attend all your classes on mobile. And so online learning has become the order of the day. It is said that every dark cloud has a silver lining, and online learning has proved to be one. It used to be an outlier until the pandemic placed it at center stage. Online learning gives learners the benefit of learning from the comfort of their homes or while traveling, providing flexibility in terms of space. By moving course online, we are no longer serving a limited local population of, but can cater to a global population of enrolled participants. This is encouraging, isn't it? But the moment online learning moves from an optional to the only form of learning, and that too for long term, the obstacles and limitations stand in the way. And India is beginning to get a taste of this now. While we are talking about the future, it is important for us to pause and access the present situation of online learning. Is it meeting the educational needs of all Indian students? And the answer is not quite really. The challenges of online education are multifaceted. In the absence of physical classrooms and proper digital devices, both students and teachers are facing unprecedented challenges. As we all know that digital devices are must in online education. However, all cannot afford to purchase them. Adaptability is also an issue. For most of the teachers, it is difficult to monitor the attention of students in online mode of learning because there is a lack of two-way communication between students and teachers. There are various challenges for students as well. Remote learning increasingly relies on reliable power supply and ubiquitous internet connection, which is a far-fetched thing for tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Nearly 50% of Indian population get only 12 hours of electricity. This is a big question mark on not only the future, but also the present online education. a barrier-free, conducive environment for learning is not available for most of the students. This is a luxury many can't afford. Such students are denied the very human right to education. In such case, how will the rural population come across the system? Apart from this, schools and colleges provide much more than education to students. There is all-round development in traditional system of education. According to Swami Vivekananda, education is not only collection of information, but it is rather making of a complete human being. Whereas online education has limitations of practical knowledge and emotional development. Taking higher education online is just like taking up a sport such as a cricket or a football online. And we all know that one can only learn it when one is actually engaged with it in one's gully or field. So relying solely on online education may hinder the holistic development of students, and many may underperform later in their professional and personal lives. Learning through machines will create machines and not human beings. I would like to sum up this topic by asking a question. Now, after considering all this, can online education replace traditional system of education in future? In my opinion, it cannot. Although online education is advancing, but it's not flawless. And to be very frank, one thing is for sure, that I do want to go off screen and meet my teachers. I do want to go and read in the solitude of my library. I do want to improve my proficiency by practicing in the language lab. Thinking on a broader scale, online education opens up possibilities for both teachers and students alike. But if the government continues online education without providing the necessary supportive measures, the prevailing disparity in the virtual world could turn into widening educational inequalities among learners. This would depend on how successfully we are able to cater the educational needs of India's largely underserved rural population. Good vision, sincere efforts, and time will surely show India the way ahead. Thank you.
The next contestant is Urmila Jaisinghani.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, wait a minute.
Carry on.
Hello, I'm Urmila Sivakam Jaisinghani from Dadasaheb Rawal College, Tonaicha, and studying in SYBSc. A very hygienic day to one and all present here. Honorable Chairperson, respected teachers, and all my dear friends. I was wondering for which topic of speech I should go for. Then I thought about situation and I chose my topic, my role and responsibility to tackle COVID-19. It's absolutely right time for kind of awareness within family, society, and acquaintances, rather than wasting time on optional stuff. These viruses made us realize that we all are connected and this entire world is our family. Although connected medical experts have suggested a social distancing as one of the perfect solutions to fight against new evil. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji indicated how COVID-19 chain can be split within 21 days country lockdown. But to flatten the curve of COVID-19, the lockdown must be respected and accepted by 130 crore Indians altogether. This is the time to unite and stand with our government. The coronavirus pandemic has an impact on healthcare system, job, education, business, and economics. COVID was almost gone from India, but right now, from past few weeks, it's rapidly spreading just because of careless behavior of citizens. Have we ever get the questions? Why we can't break the chain to spread the virus? Yes, I had. We are responsible behind spreading virus. Citizens are not taking serious, though human population is decreasing day by day. It's our responsibility to check care and spread awareness. The vaccine will not work or fight with the virus unless and until we people will not take precautions. It is said that precaution is better than cure. Now you may have the question, what precautions we should take? What's our role and responsibility? Some are like washing hand with soap, often with soap and water at least for 20 seconds. Use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Maintain social distancing with people who are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue and throw that tissue in a trash. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Wear cloth face covering in public settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain. Stay home and stay isolated even with minor symptoms such as cough, headache, mid-fever until recover. Take care of self, get rest and stay hydrated. Most important, throw used masks in dustbins only. If someone around us has been affected by outbreak of coronavirus, please let them know our hearts are with you. Make their immunity strong and try to spread positive, motivated thoughts because this will help them to recover soon. So, in this time, we should understand our role in limiting to spread the virus and transmission of COVID-19. All it requires is some deep introspections and cultivation of discipline, respect, love of land, and an ability to feel for and connect with our fellow citizens. Friends, time are tough for nations and tougher for residents. The outbreak of COVID also affected the mental health of humans as everyone reacts differently to stressful situations. So in this era of stress and anxiety, let's spread some right knowledge, right videos, right humors, and ensure that we are going to win the battle. To understand better, this is not the coronavirus which is dangerous, but quick spread, which is a threat. Let us do our part and participate in this battle by staying at home. Friends, by the first time, I had a rhyme. Hope you will like it. Coronavirus, the worst disease. Hide in our homes, if you please. A disease killing lives and spreading negative vibes. Falling up then comes cough. Getting rid of is quite tough. You will get problems of respirations. Now we all need preventions. Muscles pain can come too. Let's just build immunity, me and you. Wash your hands with some soap. We will fight the virus, that's the hope. Sneeze and cough into a tissue. Let's take some steps to tackle issue. Don't go to crowded places. Don't be one of those 1,000 cases. Visit the doctor if you need care. Now just make other all aware. Last but not least, I hope we will get back stronger from the situation and we will make India COVID-free. Stay home, stay safe, and a hearty thanks to our staff for giving us a golden opportunity of speech and putting our ideas for this fragile situation. Thanks a lot, sir.
The next participant is Preeti Malve.
Hello.
The next participant, Preeti Malve. Carry on.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, audible. Carry on.
Respected judges, all teachers, and my dear friends, I am Preeti Malve from GT Patil College, Nandurbar. And today I'm going to share with you all my experiences with online learning. Well, I can honestly say that my experience with online learning during the coronavirus pandemic has been a positive one. During this tough time of pandemic, online mode has been a bridge from misery to hope. It has beautifully sanitized our study-related worries by providing and spreading the fragrance through the joy of learning. And as famously said by John Kennedy, the goal of learning is the enhancement of knowledge and the dissemination of the truth. And for me, online mode has fulfilled both the aspects. Online mode has fulfilled both the aspects. But what online learning basically includes? Online learning basically includes an amenable instructional delivery process that includes any kind of learning that takes place via the internet. And it was very effective because I can finish my lessons quickly and there is more time left for hobbies. And access to all the resources of a traditional course helped me to learn wherever with the freedom to choose time for study. I can also get announcements, access notes, review assignments, discuss questions, and chat with fellow students. Also, I could pause the audio or video mode whenever required in order to take notes or simply take a minute to absorb what had been said. One brilliant thing was I can re-listen to various parts as required, which of course I can't do in a real-time lecture. Coming to the Zoom seminars and meetings, at first I truly found it awkward. I mean, I was never a shy person, but things just felt a little different when I was sitting in the comfort of my living room talking to my professors and other classmates as opposed to a college classroom. Luckily, my professors had organized all the meetings with eye-catching slides so that we were just required to listen and absorb the content. Even I got the opportunity to ask questions and discuss queries with them. And if I felt less talkative, then I was always able to email or call them personally. Thus, it helped in forming one-to-one teacher-student relationship and made me an active participant. It also offered me flexibility and self-paced learning, better time management, demonstrated self-motivation, improved virtual communication and collaboration. I also got access to a broader global perspective, refined critical thinking, and new technical skills. And also, I learned that while discussing with my classmates, we in turn challenge each other to examine our thoughts and feelings. And I found it really very interesting to share my personal experiences with them along with improving my writing style. And I would like to say that online mode was not only convenient, but it taught me one very special skill, which is extremely crucial, and that is discipline. Discipline to stick to the timetable and not lose myself in the unproductive activities which youth are indulged with, such as TV, mobile, social media, and YouTube, such kind of things. And to become a truly, in words and spirit, a successful distance learner, I learned to be in self-discipline and able to work on my own. Thus, online learning has not only enhanced my intelligence, but it has helped me in building my overall character. But as the famous saying goes, that every coin has two sides, and here too it falls correct. Though I learned and I enjoyed a lot online learning, but at the same time, I'm a human being, and sometimes I just miss my classmates, those crowded classrooms, and a lot more fun as well. So even in the comfort of my home, I often feel lonely too. Sometimes I just miss going to college physically, and I love being there, especially knowing that just 1 year has left. But and being a humanities student, a human side touch has lost a bit. And for me, this all process makes it a bit unnatural. But, and also one sad thing is, sometimes I lack my concentration knowing that I'm under no surveillance, and longer screen time causes irritation to my eyes. But as all these technical errors were quite rare in my overall experience with online learning, the good far outweighs the bad. And I think this pandemic has totally transformed our education system. Most of the impossible things now proven to be possible. And of course, education is an integral part of people's lives, and online mode has truly created a revolution. And it not only enhanced my studies, but it widened my knowledge on the way human mind works. And as famously said by Swami Vivekananda, that learning is the manifestation of the perfection already within a man. And following his ideology only, this online learning has truly materialized our country's recent initiative, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat, especially in education sector, by providing convenient and self-reliant online learning. Thank you so much for listening me with the utmost patience. Thank you.
The next contestant is Ishika Gupta.
Hello, sir, I am audible. Hello.
Yeah, you are
Carry
audible.
on, Ishika.
Start your video.
I have started, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not visible.
Yeah, you are visible. Continue.
Hello. A very wonderful afternoon to all the dignitaries present here and my dear friends. I am Ishika Deepak Kumar Gupta from SYBA from a very reputed and famous college, Dr. Anna Saheb G.D. Bhandale, Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Jalgaon. And I am very eager to share my experiences with online learning. Before starting, I just want to ask you some questions. First, what is education? Second, what is the need of an education? Third, what is the importance of the education today? Well, I know these are the very silly questions because we all know it's important very distinctly. Though putting your all answers together, I found that education is to enlighten, from the teaching moral values to facing difficult conditions. Education is an experience that makes you the noble person. Education is the one that teaches you how to behave, how to respect, and how to swim across the wave. Education is everything. It is not just the learning of the facts, but it is the training of the mind to act, think, and relax. And this COVID pandemic put our education in danger. So that everyone, the teachers, the parents, the students, and the education lovers had the major concern of education in this situation. But what is the way out? The Nelson Mandela, the former president of the South Africa, said the very crucial words that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And looking at today's scenario, I added to it that collaborating with the changing world may definitely grant you this weapon. That is the weapon of the education. It means that today's world is all about the new advancing technologies. And we are getting everything at our home only because of the technology, like online meetings, online shopping, online summits, and now the online learning. That is the e-learning. E-learning is nothing but the part of the technology. And I think it is the best opportunity to the learners to learn from anywhere in a new way. Towards my experience, let's say before this pandemic situation, there were the existence of e-learning. But whenever we need to find something, we would just Google it or scroll the YouTube, right? And actually, we didn't trust the e-learning apps like Vedantu, Unacademy, Diksha of Maharashtra State, so on and so forth. And friends, before few days back, I came to know that there are many channels of our respected professors of our university, and they are guiding us from 2010 on YouTube. But now, e-learning is in need of an hour. And now we all are trusting it and believing it that e-learning makes us understand with fun easily. And the education apps are really showing us very good results. From such learnings and from such e-learning apps, you may also enhance your skill. So it is also helping to Skill India program, which will ultimately help to develop our country. As I personally use some apps to enhance our knowledge apart from the academics. I use app named SkyMap, and use of this app created an eagerness to more about the astronomical information. I didn't do any special course to know more about the space. I just start my app whenever I get spare time in night, put my mobile camera towards the sky, and it shows the name of the planets, galaxy, constellations, and all. So really, it's an amazing experience. You may also try it and also let me know which app do you use to enhance your skill. And one more thing, I want to share that for some, it is a privilege. For others, it is a right. The difference between darkness and the future that is bright. Some will think a burden, where others see a gift, the key to moving forward and to give your life a lift. If school is not your calling, look beyond its doors. The world can be a teacher. Many advantages are in store. As long as you are learning, your education grows. That will lead contribution as you share the things you know. These all experience I learned. These were the advantages of e-learning which I experienced. But friends, apart from all this, we should not forget the sad reality of e-learning. That the many of the learners who are having deprived background and not having proper tools of e-learning due to financially also and due to other reasons also, like many of the northeastern states of India not having proper electricity connection. So internet is far away for them. But hopefully, India is trying to connect such parts of the India to the world. So the very soon the learners who are having such problems can access this innovative opportunity. Yes, the learners who are having such problems can access this opportunity very soon. And one more thing I observed that the valuable efforts of our teachers. The Bill Gates says, technology is just a tool in terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them. The teacher is the most important. And I also think that the lectures of 45 minutes make us understand clearly with the joy, only because of the countless efforts of our teacher of making PPTs, PDFs, animations, and all. As this method is new to the learners, is also new to the teachers. So friends, it is my humble request to you all, please respond our teacher very positively and assist them and get the world's best knowledge. Expectantly in the near future, our India will perform very good in e-learning. Lastly, just want to tell you that develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
The next participant is Bade Saba Jilani.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible and visible?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, respected judges, honorable members, and my dear friends, this is Jilani Bade Saba from SSVPS College, Dhule. Today, I'm going to speak on the topic, my role and responsibility to tackle coronavirus. Yes, I know it's a very common topic, but it is very important in this era of pandemic. Misfortunes come, uninvited and unexpected, and they never come singly. They always come in a battalion. Coronavirus pandemic is spreading throughout the world, and life has become miserable. Coronavirus made us realize that we all are in this together. We all are connected, and this entire world is a family. We all know very well what coronavirus is, how it began, how it spread throughout the world, and how deadliest virus it is. Not only our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, but also the Prime Ministers of other countries, the healthcare workers, the doctors, the nurses, the civil service officers, the policemen, and even each and every individual are trying their level best to tackle with COVID-19. The government issued some restrictions on the people, such as lockdown, sanitization, social distancing, vaccination, even lighting of candles and clapping was done to encourage our frontline workers. We do not only need the worldly assistance now, but also the help of God Almighty. Our spiritual leaders are seeking the help of God, and even every common person has diverted their attention towards the help of Almighty. Because it is said, with God, everything is beautiful, bright, and peaceful. Indeed, the nationwide lockdown has led to loss of many livelihood, education, loss of financial things for people, loss of healthcare services for family, loss of education, domestic violence, poverty, superstition, communal hatred, and anxiety. Young people, when they are informed and empowered, when they know that whatever they do can make an impact, indeed, they can change the world. Said by Jane Goodall. Young people like me and my fellow mates are proactively combating the spread of virus and working to address the pandemics of impacts. For want of the nail, shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, horse was lost. For want of a horse, rider was lost. And for want of a rider, the battle was lost. We do not want to lose the battle, do we? No, exactly. So it's I and you, the youth, can do numerous work, and it's their responsibility at this hour of pandemic to help each and everyone, where every person is dying due to coronavirus or anxiety? We can do the following things using technology. Share the true information regarding coronavirus in your local language and official language. Don't share the hate speeches. We need unity in this time. Second, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth in public places. Third, clean and disinfect the objects and surfaces in your home. Fourth, social distancing. Keep at least 3 feet distance from the other person. Fifth, sanitizing yourself and family whenever you're going out or coming from outside. Avoid using each other's things in the household, such as spoon, towel, plate, comb, brush, etc. Avoid using public transport unless and until it is very much urgent. Avoid coming in contact with the infected patient. Use masks and gloves, very important. Support and encourage the infected person, very important. We cannot even imagine what they are going through. It is the deadliest virus in their bodies. They are already depressed. Our kind words can help them. So help them, care for them, show them that yes, we are concerned for you. Show gratitude towards the healthcare workers. They are risking their lives for our lives. So it is our duty to tell them that yes, we are behind you. We are waiting for you. Yes, your lives matter. So, okay. And lastly, vaccinations are available. So vaccinate as soon as possible. Don't let people of your house go outside without any reasons. Look in your neighborhood who needs help and support. Stay clean, stay hygienic in the sense, do yoga,
Last 2
physical
minutes.
exercise, feed stray animals, part of society. If undergoing minor symptoms of vaporization, if undergoing minor symptoms of coronavirus, use vaporization medication and seek the doctor's help. Lastly, encourage your family members to be in a peaceful mind state. Increase their morale. Do not panic. Stay calm. Make hay while the sun shines. Make hay while the sun shines. Strike while the iron is hot. Yes, together we can make a difference. Help each other and stay positive. After all, God helps those who help themselves. This is when God gives us good things that we don't deserve. And mercy is when God spares us from bad things we deserve. These 4 lines encourage me. Maybe it will do the same for you. Standing at foot, people gazing at sky. Standing at foot, people gazing at sky. How can you get up, people, if you will never try? So try and stay safe, stay clean, stay hygienic, and take care of yourself and your family. For government, you are just a number, but for your family, you mean world to them. So follow the guidelines and motivate yourself because no one else is doing that for you. Take care. We are all in this together and we will win this battle. Thank you.
Vishal Gavit.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, Vishal, carry on.
Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, my name is Vishal Gavit. Today I am before you to deliver a speech on my experience with online learning. India had a rich tradition of teaching and learning, but these days the process of teaching and learning has been changed drastically due to the pandemic COVID-19. The pandemic emerged in India in February 2019. Taking into consideration its destructive nature, the Indian government declared the series of lockdowns. The lockdowns drastically hit the human life. Almost every walk of life received the impact of the lockdown. The field of education was no exception to this process, and hence many changes occur in the field of education. Schools and colleges are nearly shut down for a year. At first, it was the picture that soon everything will be normal, but as pandemic lasts for a longer time than expected, in the due process, there was a substitute for online teaching and learning to classroom teaching and learning. Academicians started using Zoom, Google Meet, and other virtual platforms. Change always comes with mixed kind of action and reaction. The same happens to the online teaching and learning process. It comes with many challenges. Virtual teaching has its limitations. It takes place only for the sake of happening. There is no quality in teaching as teacher furnishes in classroom teaching. In the classroom, there is a teaching aids, but the online teaching process does not allow the same. For example, in geography lecture, a teacher can use a globe or map to convey the altitude and borders respectively. But the same will be not the case of online teaching. Most probably a teacher will explain orally. There are provisions of showing altitude or borders online, but that is a bit difficult process. During the online teaching, a teacher cannot have a proper evaluation of the students. In the classroom, a teacher can understand the mentality of the students with their facial expressions and body movements. Apart from this, a teacher can evaluate his students by their performance in the classroom, such as taking notes or giving feedback to the teacher. Online teaching is a simple threat to the relationship between teacher and students. During the classroom teaching, students develop a great sense of respect toward their teachers. Students follow their teacher as a role model. They imitate teachers. This very process of idealizing teachers lacks in the online learning process. Though it is the century of technology, many teachers are not techno-savvy so that they can operate the virtual meeting platform. In the case, an experienced workforce is away from the teaching process. Again, technology is always under the process of changes. Technology has its limitations. During the online learning process, many times technical issues occur, and that simply hinder the learning process. While using platforms like Google Classroom, there are several buttons with icons, familiar only to the Google users. Many times, students could not get to join online lectures. Internet connection is either unstable or the current data plan is not enough to cover the progressive e-learning needs. Students in both urban and rural areas are struggling with this type of issues. Since it is virtual teaching and learning, there are many limitations that there cannot be a discussion with teacher and questioning and answering session. There are many glitches when a teacher or students wants to discuss. Besides, the college is not only the center for teaching and learning, but there are many other access points such as NSS, NCC, sports, etc. In online teaching and learning, all these access points are not available for students. Though classroom teaching and learning is a traditional method of learning, it resulted in the overall development of students. Online teaching is a new process, but it comes with many glitches. A developing country like India is still facing network issues in the rural area, as there is a complete failure of online teaching and learning. Hence, it is observable that classroom learning is convenient and affordable, and it is better than the online learning process in the present context. Thank you.
The last participant is Shipa Bhagwan.
Yes, sir. Am I audible? Am I audible,
audible.
sir? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hands might not touch, but hearts will be connected. Social distancing with emotional connection. Shifting from greed to need. Hands clean and thoughts pure. Tackling COVID-19 is for sure. Good afternoon to the association, teachers and friends. I am Shifa Bhagwan, going to present on the topic, my roles and responsibilities to tackle COVID-19. We are going with the difficult situation of COVID-19. Is it that COVID-19 is the first pandemic? No. History is the evidence that earlier also humans were victims of pandemic like plague of Justinian, natural disaster like ET earthquake, and the Holocaust by German Nazis during World War II, etc. If people have overcome hardships in the past, then today also we have the inner strength. I have divided my potentials during this crisis time. First comes personal, then familial, educational, social, and finally nation strengthening. Personal level involves maintaining health with proper nutrition. At familial level, when the question arises of our relatives, their social distancing gets enacted. COVID cases are less in New Zealand, but how? Because last year, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern took the unprecedented step of closing the borders entirely. And now in 2021, for the first time over a period of years, people are able to travel to New Zealand from Australia without having to contend with a strict quarantine. New Zealand is a witness that people's cumulative assistance can conquer anything. Human tendency is not to live in social distancing. Here comes test of time. Like a warrior, we have to fight with self-control. Where does social gatherings usually occur? At schools and colleges. But now, as the educational institutions are closed, then other occasions are not essential temporarily. For this purpose, government has made lockdown, which is a protective zone made in order to protect all of us. By being selfless, it is the need of time that many helping hands should come together because there are many begging hands with hopes in their eyes. The Tata Group is importing 24 cryogenic containers to transport liquid oxygen in order to ease the oxygen shortage in the country. Wipro founder Azim Premji donated rupees 22 crore a day last year during COVID-19 crisis. So do I need to be cash rich to help out people? No, without money also, we can support others by sharing in the form of material needs. Providing a touchstone for someone during this time is one of the best ways to be of service. Why we are not able to handle corona virtually? Let social media do what it does. What matters is how I react and spread the news of COVID-19. Let's not circulate the news of corona more than the speed of corona. Spreading negative side of COVID-19 will increase emotional pollution. Instead of that, we can disperse positive vibes, share about discipline of health and maintaining it. This will increase our mental strength, creating balance and harmony at mental level. It is an immunity booster for better health, isn't it? Let us spend quality time with our family members without discussing about the pandemic. If we are not affected by COVID-19 at physical level, then why we should get influenced mentally by it? The term new normal first appeared during 2008 financial crisis, and this term again has been used during the COVID-19 pandemic to point out how it has completely invested and transformed undebatable parts of human life. The precautionary measures of new normal are not binding, but they are our protective shield. My educational role as an online learner is to show active participation during online sessions, and I can use my capabilities efficiently by giving free online classes to the needy children. Fighting with COVID-19 is not only the responsibility of the doctors, political officers, and politicians, but of a disciplined and positive mind, which will support the entire nation to fight against the virus. And when this responsibility gets fulfilled by every individual, it will ultimately lead to nation strength. Now, how to handle corona if one gets affected by it? Firstly, if there are any active symptoms, then without any delay, fear, or negativity in our mind, we should go through the needful test. With proper timely medication, we should overcome COVID-19. The responsibility of the COVID patient is not only to take his self-care, but also of his family and community, as it is a communicable. The only solution to this is quarantine, which is a self-killing time. Quarantine is not at all isolation. It's enjoying our own solitude, a time for refinement of our mind and thoughts. Great warriors like Lokmanya Tilak, Savarkar, and Vinoba Bhave were kept in dark cells. Lokmanya Tilak wrote Gita Rahasya while he was in prison. And Vinoba Bhave became a counselor during his imprisonment. All these people became torch bearers in the dark and contributed in social uplifting. Aren't these mind-provoking people? Unlike those insular confinement, quarantine period is fully comforting with hidden opportunities. Taking ample care during post-COVID period is equally important. In short, people's collective circumspection will control COVID-19. I will conclude by sharing the lines of Mother Teresa. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Thank you.
Okay, very well done, my dear students. A very nice presentation by each and everyone. Now, listen carefully, because the second round, actually first round is completed here. Now we are going to start the second round. As you know, second round will be of extempore speech. You have to share your views within 2 minutes. I will announce a single word topic, and you have to share your views according to the topic within 2 minutes. The topic I have taken the cheats. I will pick one chip and you have to speak on that topic for 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, you have to sum up your views. So time limit is there. Now, I'm going to announce the name of the first contestant, Gitanjali Gaurav. The first contestant is Gitanjali Gaurav, and you have the topic hello, Gitanjali Gaurav.
So she might be having some technical problems, so we can give her time. We can call another participant till then.
Okay. The second participant is Dhanasri Padvi. Okay, you have to talk on the same topic. Dhanasri Padvi.
Yes. Yes, sir. Hello, sir. The oxygen is more important for all living things, and it's make me to create our body respiration, and oxygen is sorry, sir, I cannot speak this topic.
Try to speak. Not difficult at all. Oxygen is very important. So you must know the importance of oxygen. Carry on. Don't worry. Don't fear.
Dhanasri, you are doing well, beta. Yes, carry on. Try to speak, beta.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll shift on to next participant then with another topic, sir.
Okay, Dhanasri. The
Yes,
next
sir.
participant is Komal Raisingani. Your topic is poem. P-O-E-M, poem.
Yes, sir.
Komal, your time started.
Sorry, sir. I don't know what is the problem. The camera is taking long to get started. It is asking for permissions. Just a minute, sir.
Sir, ask other participants that they should be well prepared. They should start their camera well in advance, so that.
Komal, you are audible. So if there is a problem
Can I start,
for camera,
sir?
no problem.
Yeah, you
No,
can start.
I think we need to look at her facial expression and all this.
Okay.
Yes, that's why you ask other students also. They should be ready well in advance by putting their camera on. If there is any technical problem, they should check.
Please ready, sir. Please ready, sir.
Yes, yes.
Just started, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, today I'm going to speak on the topic poem. We all, as being a student of literature, we have several poems to study of different poems, William Shakespeare, and there are various categories of poets, metaphor poets, romantic poets, and a poem is actually which has words, which has words, and the words connected together are used to express thoughts of the poet. Sorry. The poet uses various symbols such as similes. There are various metaphors in a poem, and a poem consists of rhyming scheme. There are stanzas. A poem is used to express the thoughts which a poet has in his mind. It is a creative piece of writing. The the difference between poem and novel is that novel or any other piece of writing has several paragraphs, and a poem has certain limitations of paragraphs, as well as it has a creative style to present. And many poems, when we read a poem for the first time, we don't understand it very easily. We actually have to search for the various code words, for the hidden meanings that are there in the poem. And that is the major mystery that we have to identify in a poem. And the poet also tries to show what is there, what is prevailing in the society. The poem is a mirror of the society. It is written on all the problems that are prevailing in the society. Thank you.
Okay. The next participant is Urmila Jaisingani. Are you ready, Urmila?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Your topic is rain.
Oh. Firstly, a colorful good evening to one and all. Now I'm going to short speech on rain. Rain, rain, come again. Go away another day. Rain, rain, come again. Come again another. Rain comes down from earth. It has no distinctions, as it showered down from rich and the poor. As I started early, rainy days are very enjoyable. The kids are probably most excited for rain. Rain days brings pleasant atmosphere, pleasant weather, and the most thing I liked in rainy season is rainbow. Showering in rain is really makes me very enthusiastic. Playing in rain, jumping in puddles, and making paper boats are really those days of kids when we were kids. I really can't forget that days, what the days were. A rainy days means a break from school. It gives us break from mountains routines as the school declares a holiday. The joy of going to school on rainy day, enjoying the weather, the realizing the school is closed on the kind of experience. The students become relaxed and spend their day doing to other activities, going out with friends and more, playing in the rain. If we look about the rainy days from the perspective of common man, we see it brings relief from heat. It changes their mood and also their dumb routine.